When I was very young, in my very early 20s, I was working for a man who ran a warehouse. And one day he was clearing out the warehouse and there was a lot of dirt on the floor and I was cleaning up and he was cleaning up. And all of a sudden a mouse appeared out of nowhere. Now my boss, who I'd always thought was a great big guy, jumped on a chair and started screaming that there was a mouse. Well, I just couldn't help myself. I laughed until I thought I was going to lose everything. I hadn't seen anything quite so funny. The mouse was terrified, scampering around the floor of this enormous warehouse, and my boss standing on a chair screaming that there was a mouse. And the only thing I could think as the mouse ran from one end of this huge warehouse to the other was that he was playing hockey, because that's what he looked like. The mouse looked like he was just getting ready to go down that ice and shoot to win, score. And somehow in my mind, he did. The mouse won. Well, Daniel Sedin is the person we're looking at today in the realm of sports technology through numerology. And this is not a mouse. This is not a guy who stands on a chair and screams. This is a guy who has only one purpose in life, just one. And that is to forgive. It's a funny thing for a sports person, for an athlete, for a professional model of excellence, to have that as the only thing in their life that matters. But the virtue of this, the value and the quality of this, is that when something happens, he can let it go like that. And if he and his coaches and his team members know this, this is something you can use to his advantage. Because if you know how quickly he can let something go and how he can move forward more than other people, this is something to train to the maximum. He doesn't hold a grudge. And if he is holding any grudges, he needs to stop it, because this works against his entire being, the fiber of his being. Not a mouse, not a man, not a screamer, not a scamperer, but he does have a sense of humor. And he will always have an enormous amount of money. And Daniel, you should be aiming for more money. This is an important facet for you. You went through 2 years that were very difficult. That time is over. You went through the hardest point of your life. And now you're in a building phase for about 3 years. And during that building phase, 2012, 2013, 2014, it's time for you to gather in the dough. And it's not just from your work. You can invest your money, you can get good quality advisors to help you with this, because you have to have more and more and more money and plant seeds for that money to grow, not just for your future, but for other people as well. You're like a walking good luck charm. You're a walking treasure chest. The good news is that, of course, that you'll always have money. The bad news is people will mess with you. And if you're not alert, it's going to happen and you're going to lose, and then you have to restart. So I would encourage you to be very thoughtful with everybody that you deal with. This is a year of great creativity. So if you're in a relationship, it looks like that is going to grow, and there may be some little ones of you crawling around pretty soon. If you're not in a relationship, I would consider that pretty seriously in the next short while. Start to think ahead in 2012 over 10 years. Don't make plans for the short term, make plans for the long term. As an athlete, as a man, as a humanitarian, as an executive. Good luck. Good fortune follows you everywhere. My name is Yogi Akal, and this has been Sports Numerology. And don't forget to comment right here, fan, friend, and subscribe.